One of the cool things about having a high street shop is sometimes people bring you stuff that they were about to just chuck, and you get talking to them and they're like, hey, I was about to literally throw this in the tip, in the skip, in the trash, or the dumpster, as you Americans may call it out there. And so something like that happened recently, where I got talking to one of my customers, and it turned out he'd found some trash or junk in his shed, and it definitely has been stored in the shed. He was about to throw it. When I saw what he was about to throw, I was like, just give it to me. Here we have in front of you the very sorry remains of an old Z68 based PC, and you can see it has not been looked after or kept very well. This is the entirety of what I received. I'm not obviously complaining because it was free. It was about to go to the tip, and I don't even know if it works yet, but I thought I would at least want to try to see if there's still any life in any of these components. You can see the original case was an old Sharkoon mid-tower ATX case. The back panel is completely missing, and as you can see, it's been stored in some pretty odd conditions, or like bad conditions. It could well be that it's just been it could, I don't know where this dust is from. I think it's a mixture of like damp and dust, which is never a good sign when electrical components are concerned, and especially when the owner had decided to install the PSU with the fan facing up. It's not looking good. All that dust and muck over the time would have somehow probably gotten into that power supply, so that's going to need a really good clean, and the same obviously goes with the CPU. You can see it is caked. First things first, I need to get these components out of here and cleaned up before I dare switch them on. Thankfully this board also does have a HDMI output, so assuming the CPU that's installed does have an integrated GPU, I'll be able to test this pretty easily. And hopefully if it does work, I mean the motherboard alone is probably worth about £40. The RAM, if that's all functioning, that's going to be worth some money as a bundle, as a CPU bundle. It could be a decent little item for me to list on eBay, or potentially just build a nice little was it Sandy Bridge? I can't even remember who it is. Z68 system. Right, so this is the power supply now removed from the case, and as you guys can see, this thing is in horrific condition. Not sure this is going to be salvageable. It is just caked. It's got some nasty dust. I think I'll need to use like the blower on it. I think the ideal thing would be to actually unscrew this and then give it a good dusting, cleaning, wipe down with some isopropyl alcohol, and then see whether it's worth switching on. But as it is, that's just gross. I mean, just look at that grossness there, guys. One of my many character flaws is I'm very impatient, and I've given this motherboard a very rudimentary dusting, cleaning, very like basic. Again, the same goes with the CPU cooler. The worst offender is the power supply. I did give it like a little clean up. You can see there it's nice and clean from there, but what I didn't bother doing is properly cleaning the fans, and you can see the fans are filthy. And in fact it's kind of almost pointless that I opened it and cleaned the insides a little, because the fan's gonna, I just kind of wanting to hurry up. Again, I've wiped down the CPU and the heatsink. It's actually a 2500K in there, so I want to just get some thermal paste onto it and get going, because like I said, I'm very impatient when it comes to stuff like this, and I just want to see whether it even powers on before I waste any more time with it. Power supply switched on. I've got it hooked up to a USB drive, so I'm hoping I'll be able to install or boot from there. I don't even remember what's on these drives. It's been so long since I've messed with a computer, but keyboard is in place. I'm just going to bridge the power supply, and hopefully we're going to see something happen. Oh, there we go. There we go. We have got life. CPU fan, power supply fan, both spinning. It looks like we have life. So this computer, which was literally about to be taken to the dump, luckily my customer got talking to me, and now I have a working i5 2500K with 16 gigs of Vengeance Corsair memory. It just needs a a decent graphics card, maybe like if I can find a 1060 or something, it'll make a nice little PC. Really, it's a nice motherboard. I like it a lot. Obviously, those of you with more knowledge out there, I would love to hear from you as to what graphics card you think would be worth putting in this, and would it even be worth running this as like an extra system, or should I just like, am I just being nostalgic? I do like this platform, Socket 1155. The 2500K is a great, it's like a legendary chip at this point, so I kind of feel like I should have one in my PC kind of collection, so I'm going to keep it in that respect. But I wouldn't mind sticking a card in there and seeing what kind of results I get with the games I play. I wouldn't mind playing a bit of Fortnite on it if possible, but I know that would be quite an ask. Now, this is certainly not going to win any awards for the tidiest, neatest looking rig out there. This really is a case that I've just had hanging around. It's an old school Corsair case. It's missing the kind of metal brackets for the I/O, like the expansion ports. It's missing a few other bits and pieces. Not all the fans are there. It's got a drive bay panel missing, so I'm going to need to get like a CD-ROM drive just for the aesthetics. It does have a card reader, which is nice. Power button is missing, but you can just put your finger in and switch it on. So it really is a janky PC in every sense of the word, but it's a really nice, and it doesn't have a glass panel, so when I put the panel on, it's just going to be a black boring case. But I think with a decent graphics card in this, I think I would love using this, and I'll kind of just enjoy trying out different games on an old school system. I'm thinking of a GTX 1060 graphics card for this. The power supply is more than capable of running a 1060. Could probably go much higher, but I think obviously we've got to keep in mind that this is a 2500K on stock cooling, but for someone to be actually throwing this system away, it's all I've done is clean it up and put it into a different case, and it's a decent little PC. It's amazing that this was actually going to be tipped, and now I've got another Sandy Bridge, I think it is a Socket 1155, Z68 chipset system, whichever one it is. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, in terms of graphics cards, etc., and I'll be looking to kind of running this and maybe playing some games on it and seeing how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys.